On the 19th of November 2025, we welcome you to this heartfelt platform where memories live on. Today, we'll honor those we've recently lost, celebrate their incredible journeys, and remember the lasting impact of others. Together, we'll also talk about WWE legend Dominik Mysterio's emotional challenges, which have united fans worldwide. Subscribe to join our supportive circle. Antonio Inoki, born on February 20th, 1943 in Yokohama, Japan, remains one of the most iconic and influential figures in both professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. He passed away at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy that reshaped combat sports around the world. Inoki entered the wrestling world in 1960 and quickly stood out, not only for his physical presence, but for his passion, discipline, and deeply innovative approach to the sport. His vision led him to establish New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, in 1972, a promotion that would go on to become one of the most respected organizations in wrestling history. Inside the ring, Inoki was known for his intense, realistic style that often blurred the boundaries between scripted entertainment and genuine combat, drawing in audiences who were captivated by his unique energy and authenticity. One of the defining moments of his career came in 1976 when he faced boxing legend Muhammad Ali in a match that would later be recognized as a precursor to modern mixed martial arts. Though unconventional, the bout sparked worldwide curiosity and showed Inoki's willingness to challenge tradition and push the boundaries of what combat sports could be. Outside the ring, Inoki carried the same determination into politics, serving in Japan's House of Councilors and using his platform to promote peace, cultural exchange, and sports diplomacy. Antonio Inoki's impact continues to be felt today. Through the wrestlers he inspired, the athletes he influenced, and the global reach of the sport, he helped elevate Tommy Lister Jr., born on June 24, 1958, was an American character actor and occasional professional wrestler whose sheer presence made him unforgettable. Towering at 6 feet 5 inches with a powerful build and a distinctive cross-eyed look, Lister had a way of owning every scene he stepped into. Though he played many roles throughout his career, he became most widely known as the intimidating neighborhood bully Debo in the Friday film series. His performance struck the perfect balance of menace and charisma, turning Debo into a pop culture icon of the 1990s and securing Lister a permanent place in Hollywood history. Before and after his acting success, Lister also dipped into the world of professional wrestling, bringing his trademark intensity into the ring under the name Zeus. He debuted in 1989 as Hulk Hogan's on-screen rival from the movie No Holds Barred. The WWF, now WWE, quickly capitalized on the film's popularity, turning Zeus into a larger-than-life villain in real wrestling storylines. His feud with Hogan became a major attraction, drawing huge crowds even though Lister's wrestling career was relatively brief. In the mid-90s, he made a short return to the industry in WCW as Z-Gangsta, once again portraying a dominant powerhouse. Tommy Lister Jr.'s legacy spans both entertainment and wrestling, where his mix of physical dominance, personality, and presence made lasting impressions. He passed away at 62 due to heart-related complications worsened by COVID-19. Even so, his memorable roles and the energy he brought to every performance continue to be celebrated by fans across generations. Bray Wyatt, born Wyndham Lawrence Rotunda on May 23, 1987, was one of those rare performers who could make you feel something every time he stepped into the wrestling world. Known for his haunting storytelling and unforgettable characters, he carved out a legacy unlike anyone else in modern WWE. His passing at just 36 was a heartbreaking loss that shook fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Wyatt first captured attention with his chilling Wyatt family persona, a blend of Southern Gothic mystery, horror elements, and psychological depth that immediately set him apart. Fans weren't just watching a wrestler. They were witnessing a storyteller who understood how to build atmosphere, tension, and emotion. His presence felt almost supernatural, and yet entirely grounded in his creativity. He debuted in WWE in 2010, starting with earlier roles like his time in the Rotunda Brothers before evolving into a true main event star. Over the years, he became a three-time world champion, earning both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship, accomplishments that reflected not only his talent in the ring, but his connection with audiences. One of Wyatt's most celebrated creations was the Firefly Funhouse. These segments showcased his unmatched ability to blend eerie darkness with playful, almost childlike energy. They weren't just skits. They were windows into his imagination, proving how far wrestling storytelling could go in the hands of a true artist. Outside the ring, Wyatt was deeply respected for his passion, kindness, and commitment to his craft. He had a way of inspiring people, reminding fans and peers that wrestling could be emotional, poetic, and meaningful. His legacy continues to live on, influencing future performers and touching fans who still feel his impact today. Mean Gene Okerlund, born on December 19, 1942, was more than just a voice in professional wrestling. He was one of the personalities who helped define its golden era. Known for his smooth delivery, unmistakable tone, and sharp sense of humor, Okerlund became the trusted bridge between fans and the larger-than-life wrestlers they adored. He began his career in radio, where his ability to connect with audiences quickly set him apart. That talent opened the door to the American Wrestling Association, AWA, in the early 1970s. Before long, the WWE, then the WWF, recognized what fans would soon come to love. Gene had a rare gift for making every moment feel important. Whether he was backstage with Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, or any other icon of the era, he brought authenticity and energy that elevated every segment he touched. His interviews weren't just filler. They were part of the show's heart. Okerlund had a natural way of grounding even the wildest storylines, all while slipping in humor or perfectly timed reactions that fans still quote today. While "Let me tell you something, brother" is often associated with Hogan, it was Gene's presence that made those interviews unforgettable. Okerlund passed away on January 2, 2019, but his impact remains deeply felt. To many fans, he will always be the voice that guided them through some of wrestling's most memorable moments. Mean Gene didn't just report the action, he helped shape the emotion behind it, leaving a legacy that continues to be celebrated around the world. Dominik Mysterio, born on April 5, 1997, in San Diego, California, grew up surrounded by the intense lights, emotional highs, and physical demands of the professional wrestling world, being the son of Rey Mysterio, a global icon who revolutionized cruiserweight wrestling and brought the vibrant artistry of lucha libre to millions, meant Dominik's earliest memories were a blend of family life and backstage arenas. This upbringing wasn't glamorous in the way many fans imagine. Instead, it was a mixture of long travel days, watching his father compete through injuries, and understanding early on that wrestling wasn't just entertainment, but a physically and emotionally draining profession. From the time he could walk, Dominik was exposed to rehearsals, story meetings, injuries, training sessions, and the raw sacrifices behind the bright neon ring lights. All of this shaped his early fascination with the craft, and unlike many kids who only dream about becoming professional wrestlers, Dominik grew up watching the realities of the job, its glory, its pressure, and its consequences, before he even knew what career he wanted. His connection to wrestling was never a distant admiration. It was a lived experience, stitched into his everyday life because of the Mysterio name he carried, childhood appearances, and a notoriously dramatic WWE storyline. Dominik's first introduction to the broader WWE audience happened long before he ever considered stepping into the ring professionally. In 2005, he became part of one of WWE's most dramatic and emotional storylines, an intense feud between his father Rey Mysterio and the legendary Eddie Guerrero. At the time, Dominic was still a child, unaware of the magnitude of the performance unfolding around him. But his involvement instantly made him a recognizable figure to wrestling fans worldwide. The storyline, which revolved around a fictional custody battle, pushed Dominic into the spotlight in a way few children in the industry had experienced. The emotional ladder match at SummerSlam, in which Rey fought for Dominic's custody, remains one of WWE's most memorable narratives. While fans look back on the storyline with a sense of nostalgia, for young Dominic it felt both surreal and overwhelming. He was still at an age where the boundaries between performance and personal life blurred easily, and experiencing such a dramatic angle so young left a deep imprint on him, foreshadowing the complicated relationship he would later develop with the wrestling business. Though it was all scripted, living through such a widely publicized angle at an early age also made Dominic aware of how unpredictable and emotionally consuming the wrestling world can be, planting both excitement and anxiety for his eventual future in the industry. Training years, pressure, expectations, and the fast track into WWE. Unlike many second-generation wrestlers who spend years on the independent circuit, learning how to perform in small venues and working their way up slowly, Dominic's journey into WWE was much more accelerated, and that created a different kind of pressure for him. He trained extensively under his father, but also sought out rigorous instruction from other respected veterans, such as Lance Storm. These training years were not glamorous. They were marked by long hours, painful bumps, repeated drills, and the intense personal pressure of trying to live up to one of the most beloved wrestling legacies in history. The expectations weren't just external. Dominic carried internal fears of disappointing fans or being viewed as a performer who only succeeded because of his father's status. This emotional weight shaped the determination with which he approached training. He pushed himself physically and mentally, knowing that the wrestling world can be unforgiving to legacy talent. By the time WWE decided he was ready for his in-ring debut, Dominic had endured years of refining his craft, strengthening his stamina, and studying the psychology of performing. He understood that wrestling wasn't just about athleticism. It required acting, storytelling, timing, and the ability to connect with an audience. These elements made his accelerated path into WWE both an incredible opportunity and an immense responsibility, one he embraced with a seriousness that few his age could maintain. WWE debut, a trial by fire and an early test of his courage. Dominic's official WWE in-ring debut took place at SummerSlam 2020 in a high-stakes street fight against Seth Rollins. The match was symbolic in many ways. It represented the beginning of his professional journey, a test of his resilience, and a public examination of whether he could meet the expectations placed upon him. For any newcomer, facing Rollins would have been overwhelming. For Dominic, it was even more intense because he carried both family legacy and fan skepticism on his shoulders, yet despite losing the match, he showcased qualities that earned immediate respect: fearlessness, emotional vulnerability, and a willingness to take brutal bumps that even seasoned veterans hesitate to attempt. His agility and natural understanding of timing hinted at his potential, and WWE audiences began seeing him as more than Rey Mysterio's son. The debut also introduced Dominic to the physical realities of wrestling. What appeared to be a highlight moment for fans was, for him, an introduction to the bruises, soreness, and adrenaline crashes that accompany each high-impact match. But instead of being discouraged, Dominic treated this debut as motivation to keep improving, demonstrating that he was committed to growing as both an athlete and performer. Sakpar. Father-son team, history, making success, and emotional complexity. After his debut, Dominic quickly became a consistent presence on WWE programming, frequently teaming with his father. Their pairing wasn't just a storyline. It reflected genuine family chemistry and years of private bonding over wrestling. Together, they achieved an extraordinary milestone in 2021 by becoming the first father and son duo to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This triumph was celebrated not only as a career highlight for both men, but also as a moment of emotional fulfillment. Dominic had grown up watching his father sacrifice everything for the business, and now he stood beside him as an equal, something that almost felt unreal to him. But behind the scenes, the experience carried emotional complexity. Competing alongside his father intensified the pressure to perform well, avoid mistakes, and maintain the high standards associated with the Mysterio family. Dominic often worried about being seen as a weak link or relying too heavily on his father's reputation. Despite the joy of teaming with Rey, the partnership also intensified discussions about Dominic needing to eventually find his own identity. Even Rey, who was deeply proud of their bond, encouraged his son to carve out an independent path. These emotional layers made the championship victory meaningful, not just as a historical achievement, but as a defining period of growth for Dominic. Injury setbacks, health concerns, and their impact on his career momentum. As with most wrestlers, Dominic's journey has not been free from physical setbacks. Wrestling is an unforgiving profession, and his high-impact style has made him susceptible to several injuries. One of the most notable incidents occurred during a match with Andrade, where Dominic suffered a legitimate hyperextended elbow. Though WWE incorporated the injury into ongoing storylines, the physical pain and rehabilitation were very real. Recovery required patience, rest, and consistency, three things that can be mentally challenging for a rising performer eager to maintain momentum. Rumors have circulated about occasional knee strain and concerns about the long-term effects of his fast-paced wrestling style. These discussions never came with official confirmation, but they reflect the reality of working multiple matches weekly. Wrestlers often continue performing while dealing with lingering discomfort, and Dominic has openly acknowledged in interviews that staying healthy is one of the toughest parts of the job. While no major long-term health issues have been publicly confirmed, these minor yet persistent setbacks are reminders of how physically taxing the profession is. They also influence how WWE structures his storyline involvement, adjusting his schedule when necessary. Dominic has used these injuries as motivation to train smarter, strengthen his conditioning, and adjust his style where needed, not to avoid risk, but to prolong his career sustainably. Financial stability, rising status, and the pressures of living up to expectations. Although WWE rarely discloses exact salaries, it's widely understood that performers at Dominic's level maintain solid financial stability, especially with merchandise, appearances, and pay-per-view bonuses. However, financial comfort doesn't eliminate the constant pressure performers feel to remain relevant and indispensable. In WWE, your value is tied to your momentum. A few months off due to injury, a storyline shift, or a dip in crowd reaction can dramatically change a wrestler's trajectory and income. For Dominic, whose early rise was meteoric, maintaining that momentum has become part of his everyday responsibility. Being part of a major faction like the Judgment Day offered him both financial and career security, but the wrestling industry is unpredictable. One year you're featured weekly, the next year creative changes can alter everything. Dominic is aware of this reality. His drive to improve, his willingness to adapt, and his commitment to conditioning aren't merely about legacy. They're also about ensuring long-term career stability in a business where longevity is never guaranteed. While he is not known to have financial struggles, the pressure to stay valuable is always present, pushing him to evolve, take risks, and maintain relevance as WWE continues to change. Resilience, growth, and his determined approach to the future. What sets Dominic apart from many young wrestlers is his remarkable resilience. Whether dealing with storyline setbacks, fan skepticism, or physical injuries, he has consistently shown the ability to bounce back stronger. He has spoken in interviews about the emotional weight of being a second-generation star, the comparisons, the criticism, and the constant pressure to honor the family legacy. Instead of letting these challenges weaken him, he uses them as motivation. His evolution from an inexperienced newcomer to a confident heel demonstrates how far he has come. He has learned to embrace both praise and criticism, understanding that every crowd reaction, positive or negative, contributes to his development. This resilience has also made WWE officials view him as a long-term asset, someone capable of adapting to new eras, storylines, and roles. With mentors like Finn Balor and Damian Priest guiding him, Dominik continues to refine his presence, promos, and in-ring storytelling. His growth is undeniable, and he remains committed to pushing himself further, both physically and creatively. Future prospects, rivalries, storylines, and the legacy he is crafting. Looking ahead, Dominik Mysterio's trajectory suggests a promising and dynamic future in WWE. Many fans believe he is on the path to becoming one of the company's top heels, a performer capable of leading factions, carrying championships, and headlining major events. The possibility of revisiting his rivalry with Rey Mysterio remains high, especially as Rey's career nears its conclusion. A grand WrestleMania storyline between father and son could serve as a powerful emotional moment for both of them. Another potential direction is a dramatic redemption arc, where Dominik eventually turns face and reconciles with his father after years of conflict. A story WWE could explore with emotional depth. Regardless of specific storylines, his long-term success depends on his continued commitment to evolving his in-ring style, managing his health, and connecting with audiences in new ways. He has already proven that he can generate strong reactions, adapt to character shifts, and embrace challenges head-on. His journey is still unfolding, and with each passing year, he steps further into a legacy uniquely his own.